Hi guys, my name is Lelasophia. I am an artist and fine jewelry designer. If you like contemporary fine jewelry, if you like luxury handbags, all things interiors, then I have some fun videos for you. You guys, there is something that has taken the internet by storm for the last literal year, okay? I am talking about bag charms. More specifically, I feel like we're even honing in more to dolls. Can we even believe that? I, for one, cannot believe that behind me on my Kelly and my Laura Piana ostrich extra pocket bag and all of these really fun, very expensive bags, I have put small dolls on them? Who is she? Yeah, I can't believe it either. So we're gonna get into it today. What is going on with dolls? First and foremost, if you guys are new here, thank you so much for tuning in. I cannot wait to see you in all my future videos. Make sure that you like this video, subscribe to my channel, follow me on Instagram at lelasophia jewelry. I put out videos 3 days a week, and so I cannot wait to see you guys in the next one. Okay, we're just gonna jump right into it because this is my probably 5th, maybe more to be really honest with you, probably my 5th video dedicated. I'm sure I've talked about it in other videos. Okay, listen, again, she is the most shocked one here. This is my something video on bag charms. Can we believe it? Because Miss Anti-Trend, cough cough. Embarrassing that I'm here following a trend majorly. I was gonna say a major trend, but it is I who have fallen majorly down the rabbit hole, okay? Please enjoy my plethora of bag charms that I will be showcasing right here. And it has become, again, like kind of insane to say, almost a full year-long obsession. Between like Christmas and like a month ago, so that's not a very long time, for like maybe like November, I don't know. For a good 2-3 months, I was like, Sophia, you went too crazy. Take all these charms off. This is absurd. And then, I don't even it's probably like some combination. Lori Hirschleifer just continues to show up so beautifully in the world and on my TikTok and Instagram, and Marcy Hirschleifer as well. Hirschleifer, I'm sorry, I always say Hirschleifer. Lori and Marcy Hirschleifer always just seem to grace my eyeballs when I open my social media. And they had a couple new things that I don't know. We spiraled essentially. We spiraled back. We went right back. I had literally taken, off of I was like, this is one of my newest bags from the round 90s bag. What am I doing being so cheeky and adding charms to her? I took these off. She only lasted about 2 months with her charms off of her. They went right back because you know what? I have multiple theories, which we will be going over, but I think this is totally a mix of where the world is right now, which we will not be discussing because, again, we are, I was going to say coping. We are choosing to go with the fun things in life. I think that this is a true reflection, to be real, not to like totally read into things. This is a true reflection of what's happening in the world right now because we all need some pick-me-ups in our lives, okay? And that's not to negate anything that's horrible happening. That doesn't take anything away from anybody who is suffering right now. But sometimes we just need some peace, okay? Sometimes we just need some little pick-me-ups, even if it doesn't bring us full peace. And so my bag charms have not only come back in full effect, they have completely surrounded me, which you have hopefully seen already on the screen in B-roll. And so I thought I was done reporting on this subject. And then I saw a video by our beloved Jessie Styles, okay? And I said to myself, oh my God, she made such good points that I have already fallen victim to this without even connecting the two. And her biggest point was, it's insane, right? Follow me here. The craze of Labubu and Pop Mart and Sunny Angel. Sunny Angel I'm not the biggest fan of, but I will show you my favorite series, which I did purchase. Free from so far, I could totally get them all. I already gifted one, so that's a positive thing. Those little, I was about to curse, okay? Those little stinkers took over all of our lives. Even if you don't care, I'm positive. I could be wrong, and I envy you if this is what your social media is like, but I'm positive that even if you have no care in the world about Pop Mart or a Labubu or Hirono or a Skull Panda or a Sunny Angel, that you have at least seen one on your For You page that you have at least seen one in the wild. I promise you they have infiltrated that deeply. And again, just as she thought, she is me, just as she thought I was over it, I was like, that was a crazy phase, girl, like calm down, take all your bag charms off, wear your bags just how they are, it looks ridiculous. I realized something that happened, again, to Jessie's point. The craze of Pop Mart and Sunny Angel, Labubu specifically, now there's Crybaby, all these things are happening. There's that one with the bear I bought for my nephew, I can't even remember, something pig, bear, something. That one's adorable too. All these crazes have literally cycled through now to the highest luxury houses. Hermes has been doing this, okay? Prada, Loki has been doing this. Miu Miu, Fendi, they've been doing this. However, I would say that somebody has ridden on the coattails of Pop Mart, because even though, yes, those brands can take credit for having doll-like bag charms, they've become bigger. That was Jessie's that was another really good point that Jessie made, like the Fendi dolls. What is going on? Guys, this is insane. They become massive. They become Labubu sized. Jessie said they're even like, made a very good point, again, allegedly. God forbid a huge, you know, luxury house finds this tiny little video and says something to me about it, but allegedly, a lot of things are being like displayed low-key like how Pop Mart is. I think some inspiration has been taken, okay? And so I totally agree. Starting off with the Fendi doll, like, are they even bag charms? This is insanity. I had no idea because they're not available yet, at least today as of filming, yet on the American, on the US Fendi website, but like, they're gonna cost like $6,000. I think it was like 8,000 Australian dollars. Like, come again? And the small ones too are like thousands of dollars. I was like, oh my God. So essentially, there's something so interesting happening with like specifically dolls as bag charms. To be really honest with you, I kind of didn't make the correlation because I've always loved a good bag charm, okay? I purchased bag charms before I even purchased my Kelly for my Kelly. I knew I was always gonna have like some certain bags. I have two personalities, it's adorable and hilarious. Cut to my very serious monochrome earth tone, perfectly curated brown bag cabinet, and then cut to this ridiculousness that is my, like, you know, Skull Panda-ified bags and now my Porto Studio pouches. It kind of like didn't occur to me that these are dolls in a way, that Skull Panda is technically more so like a doll toy than an actual bag charm. And I have made these all bag charms by myself. It's very, very, very easy. I even put a tutorial up on TikTok. I didn't say that very well, but you get the point. And I have never really been a doll girly. I was much more of a stuffed animal girl. And I even realized I fell victim to this trend unbeknownst to myself. Again, I'm not a Sunny Angel girl, but like, I'm sorry, the Cherry Blossom series is elite, so I cheated and I bought already confirmed blind boxes from eBay. Thank you to the person that sold me the cat, which I gave to my mom, and my bunny on eBay. We really appreciate you. Anyway, so clearly she has fallen victim, but there's something so interesting and so fascinating. And again, my other theory, I told you I have some weird theories. My other theory is that for some reason, this like time in our lives now, like people talk about like now that Lady Gaga is back and maybe Frank Ocean's coming back with an album, it's like we are yearning, maybe, you know, us millennials, everybody, I was just gonna say millennials, but like every generation, you know, we've been through a lot these last, especially several years, but like the last decades, okay? If there's a recession again, everything is happening in just weird ways that maybe none of us expected or at least hoped. And something about, I just don't even know. You guys help me with my theory. Something about a little doll and like that nostalgia from childhood is very much so. I just figured it out in this moment. And I already have another video on this topic. So thank you to the Ether Sophia that just figured this out. because we love buying these beautiful luxury bags and shoes and fine jewelry. I'm just gonna put my little Porto pouch away for a second. We love purchasing these things. And it's like the Y2K of it all. It doesn't have to necessarily be like, when I think of Y2K, immediately Dior saddlebag and Fendi bag come to my brain. It doesn't have to be a weird, wonky, quirky, beautiful early 2000s bag. It can be a Tom Ford Gucci, super like sleek, chill, you know, bag. Doesn't necessarily gear towards the actual style, but something about the quality, the uniqueness, which I've talked about all the time. Think about the quality and the uniqueness of how designers were doing it when the cost of goods, when tariffs, when all these things weren't as astronomical as they were. I think our generation, one of the best things that we've done is bring vintage and the pre-loved market to the masses. And I know, shout out to all the companies that have been doing it for decades and now we're popping off, you know? Trust me, small businesses never get the credit that they deserve. Our generation has so positively brought more recycled, more cyclical fashion practice into like actual mainstream that my next video, so, you know, stay tuned. My next video will be on how that's actually really harmful to major luxury brands because they can't keep up with the quality of the vintage stuff, okay? And I just figured it out because along with that nostalgia, people are also have like every single piece of information ever made at their fingertips constantly, and experts on it on TikTok who will give you every single little breakdown. I will tell you the best example right now. And so in our Y2K of it all, we've also latched on to things that like I, for one, totally am not really wanting to be buying a $5,000 bag right now. You know, it's not gonna happen this year, probably. I really had a hack on my wish list. That's probably not going to happen, but let me also not put that energy into the universe. Wrap up your point, Sophia. Essentially, long story short, with all the research, with all the really cool unearthings that we've done, dolls have apparently come along with it. Collectibles, toys, really fun things. My biggest example is Blythe dolls. Who was the first person? Okay, somebody on TikTok did this really cool deep dive on Bottega Veneta years ago, doing an insane installation using like not life-size, like double, maybe triple life-size Blythe dolls in Bottega Veneta displays and an ad campaign. Iconic. I, for one, sadly have never heard of a Blythe doll before. I immediately became obsessed. I'm not really, again, I'm like a stuffed animal girly. Dolls sometimes can freak me out a bit, but I thought to myself, this is kind of iconic, and whoever the team, not just the creative director, but the team behind doing a collab between Bottega Veneta and Blythe doll was back in the day, that is so stinking iconic. I kind of didn't realize then, months later, that like you can still get them. And it's a whole thing on the internet that you can literally like customize them. There are people on Etsy making like $500, $1,000 custom ones. And then I realized that there's a mini, possibly, it might be a fake one, I don't know. But if there is a mini Blythe doll that is real, turn that into a stinking bag charm, because how iconic. People are going crazy for this thing. And literally then one of my favorite creators, Laura Violetta, oh my gosh, she's an icon in every way, shape, and form. She just went to Japan and bought one from Japan, and I said, Moon, do I need one? How creepy is this? And I got something else instead, because that mixed with, again, actually they both have ones, maybe Marcy's. Oh, this is like sounding so crazy that I'm really putting this much thought into it, but I actually don't know which one I like better, but Marcy and Lori Hirschliefer have the Miu Miu doll bag charm. That I would like, okay? It's like $1,000 after tax, so we won't be doing that, but instead I took my insane research for Blythe dolls and then my insane trying to find something that was like the Miu Miu doll, and I used what I had bought for literally, this is a real story, I used what I had bought for my niece's 4th birthday as inspiration and found the cutest little Mon Ami company. And like, I'm sorry, how stinking adorable is this? These are scented ones. And so this one smells like vanilla. There's literally like a lavender, rose, candy, low-key iconic, and I am literally just going to stick a little key ring, something, jump loop in the top of her head and make her a bag charm. If not, I might have to sew, but I'm gonna try the easy way first. And I'm like, I just want to know, essentially, by doing this video, what's going on with all of us? Why am I all of a sudden reverting back to childhood? I'd really like to know, because I was very self-conscious about it. I totally tried to stop myself, and I'm back. And it's not just me, thank God for my friends who are, you know, you guys are so amazing. I literally love you. That pause was literally me thinking how blessed I am. Shout out to my friends here on the internet that I met through my channel that like, thank you for making me feel not crazy, because I have some grown, very successful, incredible, intelligent, beautiful humans in my DMs who are talking about, oh my gosh, I'm going here. Do you want a Labubu? What should we do? What color did you get? Like, it's not just me, okay? So essentially, tell me what's going on, people. This whole video is just for me to see if we're all okay. I love you guys. Thank you for watching this very chaotic video. This is really just like a social experiment / question. I will see you in my next one. Thank you as always for watching. Bye, guys.